Here's how to create an account as a complete beginner in Framer. So you want to head on to your browser. It could be Chrome, it could be Safari, it could be Arc. And you click on the search bar and look for framer.com like this. So this is Framer's official website. This is what it looks like. You can go through it in your free time and see some of the beautiful sites that are being built with Framer. You can explore the features and know what Framer can do. But in this case, we want to sign up. So we'll click on this sign up button on the top right here. Now you'd find this beautiful interface here. So you want to just click on continue with Google, right? Or continue with email if you're using Safari or whatever browser you're using, because this is the easiest way to sign up. So you click on this. And by default, Framer is going to fill in everything because they know that your account is already signed in into this browser. So they'll fill in your email address, they'll fill in your name and your surname, right? But in any case where you don't see this, you're going to find a similar user interface where they'll tell you to give Framer permission. All you have to do is click the email you want, and that's it. You should find yourself here. Now there's this checkbox here. Subscribe to our email updates. You might want to leave this checked if you want to get regular updates from Framer. So while you're done here, you click on continue. So Framer wants to know more, what will you use Framer for? Click on this, let's do personal projects. Now, your selection here will not affect your future use. So this is just some questionnaire to better understand the user, right? But whatever you select here, don't be scared, don't worry, it will not affect your future use, right? So you can select pretty much anything here. What's your role? We'll do designer, continue. So what are you going to build? Select the drop down, maybe personal website. How much experience do you have with design tools? Let's do, I have never or rarely used them. So how did you hear about Framer? Select maybe, let's do YouTube, and then get started. Framer has a desktop app, right? So you can either use Framer on the web or download the desktop app. These two are exactly the same. There is literally no difference, right? But I personally like to use the web version because it's easier to get online resources. All I have to do is open a new tab, look for what I want to look for, copy it to my Framer project, which is still on the same website, right? So I like to use the browser, but you can download the app if you want, the software if you want. So in this case, I'll click on continue in browser. So it's going to take some time to load up. And here you have it. Framer is automatically going to open a new project for you, like right off the bag. So you can start with a particular template if you want to. But in this case, we're not doing that. We'll click on cancel. This is what a project looks like. But I want to show you something else. So that's the dashboard. So that's what you're going to see whenever you log into Framer, right? Not this. You're seeing this because this is the first time you're signing up to Framer, right? So we'll click on this and go to the dashboard. So this is what the dashboard looks like. I'll just do a quick overview of the dashboard so you can understand. So whenever you open framer.com, this is what you're going to see, this dashboard. So as you can see over here on the top right, you can filter here, last edited, but this is not very important. You can click on new project. So you open a new project. So this is a project as is like this. And that's because Framer made one for you as you signed up. So this is what the project looks like. If you have 10 projects, you should see 10 different projects here. And you can select any one that you want to, continue with, right? Now on this left side, you can see this is project all. Now archive is the ones you archive over here. So if you archive any project here, it's going to go here. And if you want to permanently delete it, then you go to the archive and completely delete it. Let me show you an example. So while you're here, select this, archive this. So they'll ask you if you're sure you want to archive. So you just click on archive. Now there's no project here. So if I go to archive, you'd see the project I just archived. Now, Framer is just saving it just in case you might need it later. But if you want to completely delete it, then you come over here, click on delete. They'll ask you again, are you sure? And you click on delete project, and that's it. You don't have any project anymore. Now, if you go back to all, you see that there's no projects here. And you can start by, clicking on new project or browsing a template. Now, workspace, right? So this is a workspace. What you're looking at now is a workspace, which is your workspace. But you can create different workspaces, right? So if I click on this drop down, all workspace is just one. That's your workspace because you just made an account. So you can add a new workspace. So let's say, for example, you want to build a site, but then you want to add people, you want to add designers, right? You can create a new workspace, add designers, add people that will collaborate with you, and that's pretty much how workspace works. Or you can differentiate different workspaces. I would not go deep into this for now because this is not very important. You can invite to workspace. You can change the mode of this UI. You can change it to light mode, but I like dark mode. So change it back to dark mode. Now, as you can see, this is settings. If you click on settings over here, you'd see some options here. You can invite people to your workspace. You can invite people via email. That's this workspace you're currently on, of course. Accounts, you can go to account settings, profile. You can put your image and some other information that you want to put here. Let's go back to workspace. Members, as I said before, you can add different members. As you can see, you can add 3 different editors. You can search, filter the plans. So this is a separate video on its own. That's free mass pricing, right? I'd make this in a separate video so that you understand how free mass pricing work, because it can get complicated sometimes. Then permissions, people that you're brought into your workspace, you can give them specific permissions, like permission to edit, permission to view. So fonts, you can add custom fonts to this workspace. So Frima has free fonts, but you can also bring in all those custom fonts, maybe the ones you bought, right? You can add it here. Other people in the workspace can access the font. So details, so all of these are just extra bits of information that you don't really need, but you can change the image of the workspace, right? So in this case, the workspace, look at this. This is just what it looks like, but you can change the image if you want to make it look cleaner. That's if you want, and you can also delete a workspace, right? But right now you can't delete your only workspace because this is the default workspace, right? So you leave this one as is. And that is pretty much it for the dashboard overview. If I go to framer.com, you see that all I have to do is click on this dashboard here. So as you can see, project, you don't have to log in again because Framer already knows that you've created an account. So this is where you're going to land by default. So moving forward, there are times you click on framer.com and you just find yourself in this UI. So this is where you're going to see. Then if you want to create a project, you click on new project. And that is pretty much it. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.